morning. I'd like to call the executive committee to order. It is 11:30 a.m. on July 15th, 2021. I have Ms. McManus, can you do the roll call of the executive committee, please?
Yes. Director Cook.
Here.
Director Busick.
Here.
Director Geisinger.
Here.
Chair Rivera, Angie Rivera Malpietti.
Here.
Director Rosenthal. 4 present, 1 absent, being Director Rosenthal. We also see Director Tisdale and Director Catlin, who are joining us, as well as Melanie Schneider, General Counsel, Brandy Hunter, Steve Decker on our IT team, John McKay, and CEO, General Manager Johnson from the executive offices. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McManus. I so appreciate it. This morning we are going to be approving the agenda for the board meeting. And before I do, what I'd like to do is under unanimous consent, pull item B, the amendment to the general manager and CEO employment, and put it under an executive session. So General Counsel, if I might ask you to help us do that, and Ms. McManus.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. So I think what you're wanting to do is pull it off the unanimous consent agenda, but it would still be on the agenda.
Yes.
And then my understanding is that you wanted to do a separate executive session, and that would be scheduled with staff in coordination with myself.
That would be correct.
Okay, but not necessarily on July 20th.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. And then if you could get back with us, that would be great. Thank you. So do I have a motion to move forward with the board meeting agenda?
Oh, wait, I have a question.
Yes.
So Melanie, you said not specifically on the 20th. So are we not bringing this item forward on the 20th? I just want to be clear.
So sorry if I was unclear. We are bringing this matter. It would be on the agenda for the meeting on the 20th. But my understanding is that the chair wanted to hold a separate executive session for discussion that's related to this contract. It wouldn't necessarily, this executive session wouldn't necessarily be on the 20th. That could be scheduled, with 24 hours notice.
So that would be prior to the 20th.
Likely.
Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Oh,
With that,
I have a question.
Please.
So the executive session will occur before the 20th.
That's my understanding of what you all were.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. I thought it was going to be on the 20th before the meeting, but yeah, I think it needs to be before the 20th since it's an executive session to discuss personnel matters, which will be on the agenda on the 20th. Okay, got it.
So that will be separately noticed executive session.
Thank you for that clarification. Any other discussion? Yes, First Chair Geisinger.
Melanie, can you please remind us what is appropriate in the executive session and what isn't with respect to this?
Yeah, so Madam Chair, if I may.
Please.
Yeah, so you have the open meetings law allows for discussion of personnel matters in executive session. There's also the opportunity to get legal advice in executive session. So my plan was to speak with the chair to make sure that we have the clear basis for that executive session. But those would be the 2 main topics that I would think that would come, that would be the basis for that session.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes, Director Tisdale.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I just forgive the interruption from a non-exec committee member, but just to give me clarification on this. So the executive session will be held not on July 20, but perhaps on July 19 or sometime over the weekend. I ask because I'm going to be traveling and will be probably not available to attend depending upon when it is. Do we have some sense of when we will actually schedule that executive session meeting?
We do not as of yet. So after the executive committee, we will look at the dates and then get it out as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Director Tisdale. Anyone else?
And yeah, just one more, you know, I haven't thought it through, y'all have, in terms of what, but is the decision that it doesn't make sense to have the executive session before the board meeting? Like the same night?
We have done it like that in the past, and I will refer to the GMOC chair, but it seems to me that we could do either, I believe. Is that correct, Ms. McManus?
Yes.
So I guess what I will do is meet with the general manager or with the general counsel and Ms. McManus and the chair of the GMOC to determine if we do it before. We would have to do it before the actual board meeting. We could do it like a 4:30 executive session, I suppose, on the 20th or the day before. So we would be looking at that.
Okay, thanks.
And
Director,
that's it.
Please, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a good point, Lynn. And I thought it was going to be the same night as the board meeting, since that is scheduled and everybody has notice. It probably wouldn't be an extremely lengthy executive session, so we could start it at 5:30 just as our normal board meeting. Just a thought for discussion. Thanks.
Yeah, and we have not determined the date. Usually it's on the same day. We just do it earlier. But it is something we will be looking at.
Okay, great.
Director Catlin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I really think that pulling this from the unanimous consent agenda is a good idea, because the GMOC did not have all board participants, and I think that a discussion from the board as a whole would be appropriate. So I wanted to thank you for pulling it from the unanimous consent agenda. So thank you for doing that.
Okay, thank you. Second Vice Chair Cook.
Yeah, just to echo that and to sort of apologize, I did open the packet and saw the PowerPoint, but that was listed as a discussion item, and I didn't, and this is my fault, I didn't open the action item to realize that they were connected and linked. So I apologize for that, but I think it may have been the case that other board members also had made that oversight. And so I'm glad we're pulling it from the agenda for discussion. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, with all of that said, do I have a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Oh, thank you. For a minute, I thought, oh. Anyone opposed to the agenda as it stands?
As amended.
Or as amended? Yes, thank you. Seeing none, we're good to go, Ms. McManus.
thank you.
Okay, other than that, I have nothing. Is there any other matters to come before this board? Okay,
Oh, I have a question.
yes.
Is anybody downtown at Blake right now? Some people are. Is the traffic still crazy around? I have to drive down there.
Well, you can park now next to RTD in the new parking facility.
I don't know how that works. I'm kind of afraid. So
It's very simple.
is it?
It's very simple. And if you want to stay on after this call, I'll walk you through it.
Okay.
Or Director Busick, if you need me to go down and sign checks, I can do that too. So either one.
I have to pick some stuff up while I'm there, but I appreciate that offer. Thank you.
Second Vice Chair Cook.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to compliment the staff and Pauletta. We of course still have the mask requirement, but during the Major League Baseball All-Star events, one of our riders sent me an image of the G line that night, and it was packed. I mean, standing room only, which was really good to see, but not a soul in the picture had a mask on. And with the Delta variant, I think it's really good to reinforce that. So I just wanted to say thank you, CEO Johnson, and please pass that along to Pauletta as well.
that same note, I have seen stories on the news about the mask requirement and why.
Mhm.
And I think that was really timely
Yeah.
during this whole time. But yeah, thank you for
Thank you.
stating that. Any other matters to come before the executive committee? All right, seeing none, we are adjourned as 11:41. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great week.
Director Busick,